Hello to all my students. I am Dr. Utsav Bansal, Ophthalmology Faculty Marrow, and this is the video of Ophthalmology NEET PG 2023 recall. Now the word is recall, guys. So these questions are not the exact questions probably that were asked in the NEET PG exam, right? These are the questions that we have got to know from the students who have given the exam. These are more or less the exact questions. But obviously, because so many students have given it, there are sometimes a lot of variations in the questions. So I will be trying to discuss those variations also. But keep in mind, if you think that there was some other question which was asked, please feel free to comment or, give us a feedback so that we can give the correct answer on that. Right? Now, like every time, I will start this recall session by giving you this division chart. I always tend to say that it was an equitably divided paper. But this time, alas, I am not able to say that. This time, there was disproportionately high questions from cornea, or I can say ocular surface. There were 3 questions, right? So this time, cornea was disproportionately very high. There were 3 questions asked from cornea. 2 questions were asked from lens and 1 question each from optics, glaucoma and neuro-ophthalmology. Glaucoma usually gets asked every year. Neuro-ophthalmology gets asked every year. So these are almost constants, right? The only surprise was cornea getting asked 3 questions. In total, there were 8 questions asked, out of which 5 were image-based. And yes, that is again the trend that we are seeing, that the examination is becoming more and more oriented towards asking questions based on the patient's findings. And that is basically image-based questions, or what we are afraid of, the clinical questions. Okay. Now let's start with the first question that was asked, a pretty easy and a pretty direct question. If you have read or if you have seen the videos, guys, an infant as seen in the image presents to the ophthalmology OPD with lacrimation and photophobia. So the 2 keywords we get here are lacrimation and photophobia and an infant. Okay. Now what is the diagnosis? So in the question, we have got 3 keywords and then we see the image. When I see the image, obviously I will look straight at the left eye. When I look at the left eye, I see a hazy cornea. So I think that is pretty clear. If you've seen the video even once, everybody, all of you should be pretty clear that blue eyes means that it is a direct case of congenital glaucoma. So as soon as I saw this photograph, I wanted to mark congenital glaucoma. Okay. Were all the other features also supporting it? Yes. Congenital glaucoma, everybody, let's see. Congenital glaucoma, most common age of presentation is less than 3 years. So in the question, it is given infant, most common age of presentation is less than 3 years. Both of these things are matching each other. Yes. Then what is the triad of symptoms? The triad of symptoms we read as BPL, blepharospasm. Then P for photophobia and L for lacrimation. Yes, photophobia and lacrimation are already given in the question. Age is given less than 1 year. Corneal haze is given. Corneal haze is the earliest sign. Yes. We know all this, all the information that we know, that we have done in our videos. This is a screenshot from the video, direct screenshot from the video, everybody. Congenital glaucoma, blue eyes. I hope you are pretty clear about it. To revise it, everybody, let's see what are the signs of congenital glaucoma. So as we just said, cornea hazy, that is the earliest sign. Then we know the second important sign, everybody, quick revision, Harb's striae. And then the third we know as the big eye, everybody, yes or no, ophthalmos, enlarged eyeball. In enlarged eyeball, we have a blue sclera, we have axial length increase, we have corneal diameter greater than 13 mm. Yes, some of the key points that we need to remember. I hope again we remember that the treatment of choice is trabeculectomy plus trabeculotomy. Yes, so it is a dual procedure which is done. This is a quick review on congenital glaucoma, very easy topic, easy question which was asked. Now let us see if we didn't know it straight away, would we have been able to solve it even then? I think yes. Even if we didn't know the straight answer, everybody, I would have looked at the other options. It is the case of corneal haze in an infant. Can mucopolysaccharidosis cause corneal haze? Yes. But which mucopolysaccharidosis, guys? MPS 1H, that is Hurler's. Then MPS 1S, everybody. I hope you know the classification. This is Sky. And MPS 4. Okay. So these are the three common causes of mucopolysaccharidosis causing corneal clouding. But they don't present with any other features like lacrimation or photophobia or any other constellation of symptoms. Their straight sign is corneal haze. And depending on the type of MPS, which are anyways rare storage disorders, the age of presentation is also different. For example, MPS 1S, Sky disease, the age of presentation is usually after 1 year of age, not in infancy at all. Okay. So even though it is a cause of corneal clouding in infancy, it is not a very prominent cause. Congenital cataract, everybody. Congenital cataract, I hope you understand. There are various types of congenital cataract. Posterior polar cataract will present with onion ring shape. Yes. Zonular cataract or lamellar cataract present with riders. So all those have typical features of their own or typical images of their own. You can never confuse that. And the last is ophthalmia neonatum. What is ophthalmia neonatum? Ophthalmia neonatum is conjunctivitis in a newborn. Conjunctivitis should present with discharge. Conjunctivitis should present with some kind of redness, not with a corneal haze. It is not keratitis, it is conjunctivitis. So even if we didn't know the straight answer, we could have used a little bit of the tactics that I say, rule out the options and then done this question very easily. Although I think all of us should have got it right. Okay, moving on guys to the second question which was asked. This was actually a question from class 12th, class 11th physics, everybody. Yes. Which of the following refractory condition is depicted in the figure? And this was the image of the figure given. Yes. If we have read optics, then we know this. If not, then I'm saying class 12th, class 11th. So what is this image? This image is something which is called as the Sturm's conoid or the conoid of Sturm, whichever way you want to call it. What is Sturm's conoid? To understand this, even if you didn't know the answer, you just needed to look at this lens that they had given. Yes, the vertical curvature and the horizontal curvature are different. So in this surface, we see that the vertical curvature and the horizontal curvature are not equal to each other. When vertical curvature and horizontal curvature are not equal to each other, it becomes a case of what, everybody? Astigmatism. Even if you didn't know, this is known as Sturm's conoid. If you had forgotten it, again, if you have presence of mind in the examination, you would always have read enough to be able to solve a question. And this is how I could have solved a question. So what is Sturm's conoid? If you didn't know this, so Sturm's conoid is the organization of the refraction of light rays from a toric surface. Okay. So now what is a toric surface? Toric surface is basically a surface in which the vertical curvature is not equal to horizontal curvature. When a vertical curvature and horizontal curvature are not the same, let's say this is my vertical curvature and this is my horizontal curvature. Yes. So the light rays which are refracting from the vertical curvature, let's say they will converge at this point and then they will start diverging. But the horizontal curvature, maybe these light rays will keep on diverging a long time before they are able to converge. Yes. So this will be the point. So this will be the vertical converging point. This will be the horizontal converging point. So that means because of different curvatures, there are different refractions occurring. That is basically the definition of astigmatism. Yes or no? Refractory error due to different refractory powers in both the principal axis or meridians of the eye. And the organization of those light rays is called as Sturm's conoid. In Sturm's conoid, the point to know or remember is this point D. In this point D, if we see, the least amount of diffusion is there. The vertical light rays have almost always converged, and even the horizontal light rays have converged. So this point D is called the circle of least confusion. That means if we are giving a toric lens to a patient, we give it of the power of the axis such that the image point D lies on the retina, which is the circle of least confusion, so that the patient is happy with the toric surface or the astigmatic lens. Okay, let's see point B. What is occurring at point B, everybody? This point. At this point, if we see at point B, the vertical light rays have already converged, but the horizontal light rays have still not converged. So there is no vertical here. This is only a horizontal line that the patient will see. Now if we see point F, everybody, this point, at this point what we see? Everybody, point F, I am marking here. At point F, we see that now the horizontal has converged, but the vertical has already started to diverge. Yes, so the patient will see only a vertical line at point F. There will be no horizontal that will be seen because the horizontal has converged and it has the point image. I hope we are clear. So Sturm's conoid is just a diagram of how the light rays will behave when they are getting refracted from a astigmatic or a toric surface, and that is what the question was. Pretty easy question, I hope. Yes, which of the following refractory condition is depicted in the figure? Myopia or hypermetropia? Myopia means both axes are the same. Yes, that if we just quickly draw a diagram, myopia would mean what, everybody? If just a rough diagram we make, I know you already know. Just to clarify, guys, light rays from both the curvatures will converge in front of the retina. If it is hypermetropia, light rays will converge behind the retina. Yes, hypermetropia, myopia. There is no fundamental of any toric surface or curvature difference, everybody. Presbyopia, I hope we again already understand what is presbyopia. Presbyopia seen after 40 years of age, near vision problem. Yes, problem of accommodation. Yes, I hope we are clear about all these, everybody. Sturm's conoid. So moving on to question number 3. A 20-year-old male presents with golden brown ring over iris on examination. What